The first one is loving myself unconditionally. All right. We have the healthy giving, and we have the allowing things to happen. All right. So if I look at this intuitively, I'm seeing that a lot of you do give probably unhealthily, because there is some type of lack of self-love, or low self-esteem, or not having the ability to allow things to happen naturally, okay? But this is what I'm seeing so far intuitively. So let's go ahead and look at the first situation here, loving myself unconditionally. This is my language of letting go deck. I absolutely love it. These are affirmation cards here. And it wants you to think of loving yourself unconditionally in this way and giving some power to it, okay? Give it life, give it power, give it acknowledgement. So the thought process should be that today I will work at loving myself unconditionally. God, please help me let go of self-loathing and other unproductive behaviors. Today, I want to hold myself in high esteem. I know I can do so with your help, okay? So I'm very spiritual. I'm not religious. So some of you might have a very strong belief in God. Some of you might have other types of beliefs. But wherever you get your strength, your belief system, because I want to be as open and as broad as I can here, you really need to ask for strength to find that unconditional love for yourself, okay? Because some of you are not really that kind to yourself, or put yourself in predicaments that will not serve you, okay? And that could be very unproductive, all right? It's actually counterproductive to what you really, really want deep down inside, Gemini. So there's a little bit of a self-sabotage behavior that goes on here. But you definitely want to take hold of yourself in a higher esteem, okay, Gemini? So we will further address this, but loving yourself unconditionally is definitely the first thing here. Now, healthy giving. All right, so the affirmation here is that today I will practice healthy giving, understanding that caretaking and compulsive giving do not work. I choose what I want to give, to whom, when, and how much. It takes time to learn how to give in healthy ways. It takes time to learn to receive. And when we do, balance will come. Okay? So, some of you are doing some serious caretaking. This could be with children. This could be with parents. This could be at your job. This could be for friends. This definitely could be in love relationships. Okay? Overgiving, compulsive, catering to, just putting someone in a, on a pedestal, their thoughts, their feelings, their wants, their needs above your own. All right. And it's time to choose, what you want to give, and to whom, and to when, and how much. And I think that for some of you, you have lost touch with how much. Okay. And some of you do feel like you do want to give, but not having that healthy balance as to this is too much. This has now become compulsive. This is now not conducive to what you want or to what you need. All right. And for some of you, it is the whom. Some of you know that you shouldn't be giving as much or at all to certain individuals. All right. Some of you, when it comes to the when, it's like you know that you have priorities, you know that you have things to do, but you allow others' wants and needs to come before your personal deadlines, okay? And so this is definitely something that needs to be addressed here, all right? Not saying not to give entirely, but you do need to address the whom, okay? Because there are, for some of you, some people that are unworthy. the when and the how much, okay, and the what do I want to give, what can I give, okay. So for some of you, there is some pressures here. Some of you feel like if you don't give and give what is wanted or needed by others, that you will lose certain individuals, lose certain positions, lose certain reputations, okay. And so this is where this loving yourself unconditionally is a direct setup to no longer allow this unhealthy balance of giving to happen. All right. This is why spirits, told me you need to put these cards in order, because this is a process. This is a direct process, Gemini, to what needs to happen. This is what's blocking you from achieving your goals, from accepting the new rewards and the new opportunities that are coming your way, because your cup is empty. It runneth over, ma'am, sir. Okay? There's nothing left for you to receive. All right? So, moving right along, allowing things to happen. All right? So today I will let things happen without worry about the significance of each event. I will trust that this will bring about my growth faster than running around with a microscope. I will have faith that my lessons will reveal themselves in their own time. Okay? So some of you here are experiencing all of these things. So the process is real for you. Some of you might just need to hear one or, a couple of these things. But for the collective, I feel like this all goes in process, in order here, okay? Some of you are worrying about the significance of each event. And this is why this unhealthy giving transpires, okay? Because it's, well, wonder if I choose myself, wonder if I want to do this, or wonder if I say this, or wonder if I do that. Okay, so you worry about the significance of, in the event that I show myself unconditional love, and the event that I am unable or no longer want to, what will that look like for me? What will that look like for them? But if you really look at it, you do have some sort of wants and needs, okay? But you don't have the unconditional love because you are afraid. You're operating in fear of and worry of ... okay? And so you don't have trust that whatever the outcome is based on what you are willing to give or unwilling to give will bring about growth, okay? So by you standing in your own truth and your own right and saying, no, I will not. Yes, I can. Only this much. Yes, you are worthy. Me time first and then I can, okay? We then set ourselves up for the overgiving, so now we're in the overgiving, we're selling ourselves short, and we're not as authentic as we could be and should be. And then there's the resentment and the anger, and they should know and they're not, and I don't have, and my cup is empty. And then there's depletion, and then there's that moment, okay, the negative, the void, the lack. All right, so now we're focused on that. Inevitably, what we're in fear of and what we're trying to avoid will come around back to us. Because you see, with this, we want to give, we want to provide, we want to do for others. And then we're left with nothing. Or we can choose to not hear ourselves, not to give to ourselves unconditionally, and give and run and plead and beg and provide and, and not have what we need for ourselves and be left at void and lack anyway. All right. So you can give, and then yourself no longer has anything. All right. Or you can choose to give a little to them, get a little to yourself, and have something for yourself at the very least, and be able to do what you want to do at the very least. Okay. But when we don't trust that we can handle these things, because the truth of the matter is if they leave, if they have something to say, if they retaliate, if there's resentment, that brings about growth, okay? Because it's your truth. Your truth is, I can, I cannot, I don't want to, I will, this is all I can provide. And that's showing yourself some unconditional love, to not put yourself on the chopping block for other people's needs. And so now we're in a position of, okay, you might have lack again from standing your ground and loving yourself. But would you rather have lack of the vultures, of the egos that are expecting and wanting, that choose to leave when you no longer can, and when you finally say what you can't do, but you still have yourself? Or would you prefer to just give, and not have any for yourself, and possibly, them still take and no longer be there? So at the end of the day, if you give yourself unconditional love, if people decide to walk away, you still got you. Okay, is what I'm saying. You still have you. All right. So don't lose you in the process of doing them, because they are not guaranteed to always be there based on what you've done for them. And for some of us, we think that's what's going to happen, right? Well, if I'm here, if I show, if I'm the ride or die, if I give to her, if I support, they could still leave anyway. And I'm not putting it out there to say a negative that someone will leave. I'm just saying that allow things to happen while you're standing in your truth and giving yourself unconditional love, and still being able to give. All right. There's a balance there. All right. So let's look at how the mind, okay, translates into feelings, and how those feelings can affect our bodies. All right. This is my Mona Lisa deck. I call it my Mona Lisa deck. This is the mind, body, and it's upside down. Mind, body, makeover, but there's a picture of Mona Lisa, so I call it Mona Lisa. But the beauty of this card is that there is a negative thought process, something you might say, something you might feel, and then there is a negative perspective, okay, on how you can reflect it back to yourself in order to promote positive mindsets. Now, this also gives us some insight as to how the body can be affected. So let's take a look here. So you might be thinking or feeling, or may have even said, that no matter how hard I try, I will never be good enough. Okay, so this is what we're talking about here. This is why the over giving, okay? This is why no unconditional love for thyself. And this is why we don't allow things to happen, because there is this fear here that says, no matter how hard you try, you will never be good enough, all right? So the positive way to think about this is that with steel-like determination, I build a successful, prosperous, and productive life, okay? With steel-like determination, all right? So being firm, loving yourself unconditionally, giving healthily, allowing things to happen, even if we have to say no, even if we have to let go, even if we can only give a little or give in a different way as requested. All right. We are determined to build a successful, prosperous, and productive life for ourselves. Okay. Because you can't love someone fully, and no one can fully love you if you don't even know how to love yourself, because you don't have a good guideline as to what love really looks like. Okay. So being good enough starts with you, okay? That unconditional love, what I need, what I want. And not swaying from that. If you want love and you want respect and you want time and you want attention, this is what you give to yourself first. Give it to yourself first, Gemini. See what it looks like, savor what it feels like, and then request that to be the case. Because you've given it to yourself already. You know how it feels, you know what it looks like, and so anyone coming in that goes against that and is on some take, okay, goes against what you already know to be true about yourself. You've already set the standard to what you need and what you want, okay? So you set the standard by giving it to yourself first, if that makes sense. All right, let's go ahead and see how all of this will or has affected the soul. Our soul speaks. Oh, while we're doing this, while I'm shuffling, let's talk about how these thoughts affect the body. So, depression. Some of you are sleeping too much or not enough. No longer, feeling like the things that used to, motivate, inspire you, entertain you. So there's loss of excitement there. Some of you might be experiencing some anxiety, insomnia. That just came out strong. We did talk about sleeping too much or not enough, but a lot of you have insomnia. I am pulling energy off of someone that's up all night worrying. Eating patterns, eating too much or not enough. Okay. Like severe depression and anxiety is what I'm saying. So your body might be talking to you in headaches, a lot of headaches, and being very, very tired, okay? And the other thing is that your immune system could be suffering, okay? So if you found yourself being susceptible to a lot, and a lot of signs have had these symptoms, where you're just, it's always something. Your immune system is low. So get you some vitamin C, but also get you some unconditional love, the TLC, okay? Try the TLC before the vitamin C. It might do your body good, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and look at what your soul is saying to you, okay? What is your soul saying to you, Gemini? We thank you so much for the messages here. Give us the guidance and the wisdom to see and acknowledge so that we can grow. We thank you so much. All right. Listening. Okay. Listening. Let's take a look here. I'm going to pull this right out of the book. It says, you are about to receive an important message from your higher self, or alternately from someone dear to you who has passed into the realm of the spirit world. The information you will receive will clarify and shed light on something important to you. Over the coming days, try to relax and switch off from the outside world at times. Bring your focus within and listen out for intuitive whispers that flow through your mind, or feelings that swell up from within your heart center. When the time is right, you will know. It is often when you least expect it. Okay? So you guys need to be listening out in the next couple of days. Someone that is dear to you that has passed on will have a message for you. You might be thinking that it's coming from your own mind, or you could be having a message from your higher self, okay? But this information is going to clarify and shed some light on something important to you. And I honestly believe that it's going to be in the category of unconditional love, healthy giving, and allowing things to happen. Mark my word, okay?